Some time ago, I read about a high-level meeting between two figures whom you could say are the most important figures in the Islamic world. What do you think the topic was? We are talking about a matter that was discussed between the two most important leaders of the Arab and Islamic world. What is the extremely important issue worthy of being discussed by such high-level figures? Of course, this meeting and the dialogue that took place were documented. Astonishing. Astonishing perhaps because we are used to a certain type of issues being discussed in such important meetings. The sure thing is that you're now thinking along a different path than the one reached by these two figures, the most important in the history of humanity. Their understanding of crucial matters is different from ours. Before I explain to you the details of this meeting, there is one more point, which is the location of the meeting. It is also a unique place, an exceptional site that most people cannot access. A place reserved for a specific category of leaders and influencers. And as for the two figures, they are Ibrahim bin Azar bin Nahor and Muhammad bin Abdullah bin Abdul Muttalib, peace be upon them. When did they meet? Where was the location? And what was the topic? Muhammad met Ibrahim, peace be upon them, when the Prophet was taken on the night journey, Isra and Mi'raj, to the seventh heaven. In Sahih al-Bukhari, in the story of Isra and Mi'raj, it says, "Then I passed by Ibrahim, and he said, 'Welcome, righteous Prophet and righteous son.' So I said, 'Who is this?' They said, 'This is Ibrahim.' As for the topic of the meeting and the important message that Ibrahim wanted to convey to the Ummah of Muhammad, it is the following. The Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him, said, 'I met Ibrahim on the night I was taken on the night journey, and he said, O Muhammad, convey my greetings to your Ummah and inform them that paradise is a vast land with sweet water, and it is flat land, and its plants are Subhan Allah, Alhamdulillah, La ilaha illallah, and Allahu Akbar. When you hear this sentence, O Muhammad, convey my greetings to your Ummah, you feel a sense of belonging and connection. This is your father Ibrahim concerned about you. Your father is sending you greetings. The Quran says it explicitly. The religion of your father, Ibrahim. What a sense of importance and status the Muslim feels when hearing that Ibrahim, the friend of Allah, is concerned with sending peace upon him. And there is another dimension to the importance of this advice. Ibrahim, the friend, is a man who has departed to his Lord. He has passed away. Imagine your father has passed away, and after that, he found an opportunity to send you one final message. Understand the importance of this advice. Naturally, a father fears for his child, loves what is good for them, and wants them to benefit. And this is your father, wanting you to seize the opportunity as long as you are still in this world. This advice comes from the future, which we all will eventually reach, guiding you on matters that will help you build a place for yourself in paradise. Imagine that you are now saying, Subhan Allah, and a tree is being planted for you in paradise. And imagine that you guide a friend or relative to the benefit of this remembrance, and every time they say it, a tree is planted for them in paradise, and one is planted for you as well. For the one who guides to something good receives the same reward as the doer. As the Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him, said. Of course, the remembrance of Allah in general needs contemplation, a topic that requires reconsideration. We need to understand the centrality of remembrance in Islam. Remembrance is not a marginal matter. Allah Almighty says, "And do not obey one whose heart we have made heedless of our remembrance, and who follows his desires, and whose affair is ever in neglect. Whoever's heart is heedless of the remembrance of Allah, his affair is in loss, point blank." This is the word of the Creator of the universe. And whoever turns away from my remembrance will have a difficult life, and we will raise him blind on the day of resurrection. O you who have believed, remember Allah with much remembrance, and exalt him morning and evening. This is the word of your Creator. This is the importance of remembrance in the religion. Do you expect that if two influential leaders met today, their meeting would be concerned with an issue like the issue of the remembrance of Allah, as it was given importance by the two greatest men in the history of humanity when they met in the seventh heaven? Even imagining it is difficult. The scale of the prophets is vastly different from the material scales we have become saturated with in modern times. Unfortunately, because of these materialistic scales, we live in a state of contradiction. We acknowledge that we are Muslims and believe in the words of Allah and His Prophet, but our thoughts, perceptions, and behaviors do not align with our belief and faith. We might even look at what we believe with astonishment, embarrassment, or sometimes mockery. What kind of faith is this? How can acknowledgement coexist with what contradicts it? You are remembering the creator of this universe, its arranger, and He is the one who commanded you to remember Him so your heart may find peace and you may return to the right path. This is a message that reached us from our father, Ibrahim, the friend of Allah, conveyed to us by Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon him. What a great care these two noble prophets had for us. Subhan Allah, Alhamdulillah, La ilaha illa Allah, Allahu Akbar. Peace be upon you.